James, good evening.
Good evening again. Nice to see you again. What a surprise.
It's definitely a different night.
Different time.
It's not even a week, it's a different month from the other ones. And welcome to the Story Song Podcast. Show. Or are you asking me to show you something?
No, I think that's how we have to call it.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
We have to add the word show?
I think so. We used to anyway. I think
well, I noticed you did it on the last one.
There might have been a rival.
Oh, sorry, is that theirs?
I've never heard it though, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Good evening and welcome to the Story Song Podcast Show. My name's Chris.
Oh, and my name's James.
And tonight, hopefully, like a bird with no beak, I will succeed in bringing a great story to the audience. Did you get that?
Very good indeed. Very good. I am loving these introductions.
So, tonight's story, you'll know it. I think it's a 1960 song, and it's one of those that I think everyone's mum or dad probably had it on tape back in the day. And it's interesting, some of the history of this, but it is Tell Laura I Love Her. It's written by Jeff Barry and Ben Raleigh. It was a US top 10 popular music hit for singer Ray Peterson in 1960 on RCA Victor Records, which is number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. It was also released the same year by Ricky Vallance in the UK, where it became a number 1.
Now, I think I'm right in saying this happened quite a lot in the 60s. So there were like American hits, and then English or British singers would, like Cilla Black took like her songs from America.
What's it all about?
Not Alfie. But all the others.
Blind Date.
That's the only one that didn't have any words. Just people at home saying, blind date, blind date, blind date with Cilla Black.
I used to work with someone who went on blind date and he was the picker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did it go for him?
I think it went quite well. I think it went away and stuff like that.
Okay.
But anyway, interesting though, Decca Records, you've heard of Decca Records?
Oh, yes.
In England, decided not to release Ray Peterson's 1960 recording on the grounds it was too tasteless and vulgar. And they destroyed around 25,000 copies that had already been pressed. And then a cover version by Ricky Vallance, released by EMI on the Columbia label, was number 1 in the UK singles charts for 3 weeks. Valance's version was initially banned by the BBC, who considered it in bad taste, expressing concern for the copycat activity.
Jesus.
Can you imagine? It's funny when you think, like, back then, trying to get anything out, it's like, no, controversy, we can't do that.
That's what I mean. Compare it to these days. Sorry, I've stopped. but yeah, gosh, in what way was it bad taste? It was just
exactly. But I think
I guess.
What was there was a?
Well, I suppose it's gambling.
It's just remind me of it. There was an American song. I think the FBI tried to stop it, and it was "Bird Is the Word." Was that?
That's from Everybody's Heard About the Bird.
Yeah. But was that the one? Or it wasn't that. But it was that sort of era. There was another song that was just. But the FBI were worried that there was some hidden message in it, and they tried to get it banned in America. From fear, and obviously then leads on. That's why the Vietnam War started, but not because of that song. But it's the American fear of what they're trying to message. They're trying to tell everyone. But
gosh, I'm worried about listening to this song now.
Well, I wouldn't be. I'm going to try and remember what that song was. But there was a song that was I'll maybe Google it in a bit. However, this evening's song is Tell Laura I Love Her, obviously, as discussed. Now, in fact, let's just crack on and listen to it.
Oh, great.
This is the Ricky Vallance version.
Good.
It's a bit faster than that.
Yeah, we haven't got time for it all.
Laura and Tommy were lovers. He wanted to give her everything. Flowers, presents, and most of all, a wedding ring. He saw a sign for a stock car race, $1,000 prize, it read. He couldn't get Laura on the phone, so to her mother, Tommy said,
nice couple.
So what have you got from it so far?
Well, once again, we've got these two young people madly in love without any money.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to do the right thing. He wants to give her flowers, presents, and a wedding ring, but he's broke. So he sees the easy solution. Now, I'm thinking nicotine.
Ooh,
Do you remember nicotine?
Is this an advert when you were at school of say no to cigarettes?
Yes.
Did he crush them?
Yeah, no, Superman
What was that
crushed
one?
Superman crushed them.
Was that an advert for anti-smoking, or was that?
Well,
in the film?
nicotine and Superman were in the same advert. So nicotine was
okay.
trying to get the kids on the cigarettes, and Superman would crush them.
Yeah, well, I'd forgotten about that.
That wouldn't happen these days, not with.
Well, they'd be vaping now, wouldn't they?
Guess. But it's like the easy solution.
But interestingly, so he saw a sign for a stock car race, $1,000 prize it read. Yeah? $1,000 to obviously buy the ring, etc.
And flowers and presents.
Yeah, but according to thepeoplehistory.com, in 1960, the average new car cost $2,752.
How much?
$2,752. So perhaps if he just sold his car instead...
But stock cars aren't worth much, are they?
Yeah, but he's driving his car into a stock car race.
We don't know the condition of his car. Maybe it had just had a paint job like that car from Moonlighting.
So his car... So I suppose new car... What's the average new car cost here? I'm guessing at the moment. I don't... Well, maybe 18
What I want
grand.
to know is how much $1,000 was worth in 1960.
Or what would it get you now? So you know.
Exactly what I just said.
Yeah. Well, how much was $1,000?
Come on,
you said how much was $1,000 worth in 1960?
Well,
it was worth $1,000.
Well, now you're picking hairs. Well, no, you're not. But
Splitting hairs.
Just look at the device.
I'm just saying that.
Okay, let me do the math.
So it's about a third. So his prize money is going to be about a third. The average car is about 18 grand here, so it's 6 grand. But maybe he's bought a cheap car that's worth nowadays.
So he should have just sold the car.
We should have done, but then I suppose you're right. Actually, if his car's 1,500 and the average is 6 grand, if it's a third of, then yeah, okay. So that's reasonable.
But if he'd won this race, he may have gone on to do other races.
Oh, and then could have saved for a house.
Have you ever been to a stock car race?
No. Have you?
No, but I've seen one. I've seen the cars drive into the race ground.
Oh yeah, well I've seen them on the back of a trailer on the M6 and whatever.
Well, no, I've been at the race ground watching them go inside.
Was that so? Like your dad's James? I'm taking you on down. We're going to go and watch the stock cars enter the stadium, but. Oh, are we going in to watch that? No. We're just watching.
Too much fun.
We're just watching them go in. Why were you there watching stock cars go into? Sounds like a crap day out.
I think there is a problem here already. Gambling.
Or was that why you didn't go in?
Just play the song.
Why? No, I'm intrigued. Why did you go to a stock car race but not go in?
Well, my father had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I worked at a place next to a dog track, which is now a Wimbledon dog track, which is sadly no longer there. But they sometimes did stock car racing, and so I used to see the stock cars go in. And I used to think,
what was your job?
What?
What was your job?
Well, it's none of your business. No, I wasn't the stock car racing or. Why do you want to know?
I'm just intrigued. You worked next to it. Like, was it like offering a service of some sort similar?
Yeah, I used to shine the wheels of the stock car.
Well, no.
No, I worked with people with learning disabilities.
Oh.
It's got nothing to do with the stock cars.
So he's saying this to the mum, right?
I'd like to point out, once again, we have a story song with a telephone element.
Yes. They're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah. Now, I hope she wrote that message down properly, because you know what people are like. It's like, what was that? Yeah, you love it? Okay, yeah.
I think that's the best bit. That's the most important. Tell her I love her. I mean, that's the first line.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, oh.
Yeah, I'd have finished it there. I'd tell her I need her. That's a bit needy.
Well, yeah, but like I think the mum would have got the message and relayed it onto Laura.
Okay.
Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her. Tell Laura I may be late. I've something to do that cannot wait. He drove his car to the racing ground. He was the youngest driver there. The crowd roared as they started the race. Round the track they drove at a deadly pace. No one knows what happened that day, how his car overturned in flames. But as they pulled him from the twisted wreck, with his dying breath, they heard him say,
I mean, it's sad, but they say no one knows what happened that day. So there was no one watching. Because you'd think if there's a stadium full of people watching, no one knows.
Mind you, how many people watched JFK get shot and nobody knows what happened then?
Well, they do. Was that Lee Harvey Oswald?
Well, apparently, allegedly, but
What?
Well, do you not? There's like a million conspiracy theories that it wasn't him.
Have you watched Umbrella Academy?
Yes. I love Umbrella Academy.
I can imagine. It's good.
I want to be like number 5.
I can't remember which one that is.
The kid.
Oh, yeah, of course you do.
Snarky kid. Okay, so, maybe nobody was paying attention. Maybe he wasn't
but
very
if it's
good.
a stock car race, I mean, how is someone
It's pretty.
Oh, there weren't many people there. But you think the other drivers who were behind him would have seen what happened. So
I reckon someone probably knocked into him and knocked him over.
I think when it was written, they should have worked a little bit harder on that line.
The line I don't like in that bit actually is he drove his brother to the racing ground. He was the youngest driver there. It just seems...
That's ageist as well, isn't it?
It just seems a throwaway line. Because obviously in this bit, a lot happens. The whole race happens. I mean, in Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, this bit took about half an hour.
They never discussed the age of Luke
racing.
Skywalker in any of the... I don't think.
Luke or Anakin?
Well, just any... They weren't like... Ooh, so... Yeah, maybe they've wasted...
I know what you mean. I see what you mean, yes.
But I do think that it's a bit like... why are they saying that? What they could have said about how no one knew what happened, they could have said, two cars collided, and a life was divided, and a love was divided, whatever. Good. But they could have done something like that. And you think, if you sat down and thought about it, so do you know what? I thought this was going to be a high scorer. I think it still might be.
Well, let's not. We get the point. I can imagine this perfectly clearly in my head. By the way.
Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her. Tell Laura not to cry. My love for her will never die.
So
if that was me, as they're pulling me out of the wreckage, I'd have been going.
Yeah. But he loves this girl.
Yeah, more than life-ending pain.
I don't think telling her not to cry is going to stop her crying.
But it makes it more, because he's just saying to her, don't cry. So it makes it more heart-wrenching.
So it makes her cry more, probably.
Well, yeah. Was that a ploy? It's all about him. What's his name? Tommy.
Now in the chapel, Laura prays for her Tommy who passed away. It was just for Laura, he lived and died. Alone in the chapel, she can hear him cry.
That's putting a lot of pressure onto Laura. She didn't even know about this stock car race, yet it was just for Laura he'd lived and died. She had no involvement in this at all.
Yeah, but she'd have known he was buying... Or did she know he was buying the ring?
No,
It's not said that, has it?
No.
They've not said.
He wanted to give her everything, flowers, presents.
Well,
She'd not expressed a will of any of this.
Well, yeah. In fact...
But it was just for you that I lived and died.
They might not have even been going out.
And he told her in the last verse not to cry.
Were they going out in the beginning? Or he might have been a stalker.
Well, they were lovers.
Is that what it said? Oh, yeah. So they were lovers, and lovers, not just going out, they were lovers. So it seemed, and in that era, it would have been the right thing to do, is to...
Yeah, but I think it's putting a lot of pressure on her. She didn't have any control over any of this.
Maybe he's trying to get her to struggle to get over him and therefore not meet anyone else. And that sounds...
Do you think he faked his own death? Sounds suspicious the way the car overturned in flames.
Possibly. Ran off with the $1,000 prize.
Ran off with the dark lady.
Met a lady.
Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her. Tell Laura not to cry. My love for her will never die. Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her.
So, yeah. Every mum from the 1960s will be loving that song.
Why?
Oh, it's a lovely love song.
No, it's not. It's tragic.
Yeah, but it's...
It's a brilliant. It's a very good song.
Shed a tear. I wonder how many, if any, do you reckon many women have listened to that and cried?
I think you've been a bit sexist. I think
No,
both generations. I've
Back in the
always
day.
loved this song.
Yeah. No, I don't dislike it.
I think it's a perfectly crafted story
Yeah, well,
song.
I chose it.
What it does is, in very few words, paints a whole picture. We're in a stock car, we're
And
in
you
a
can
chapel.
imagine it,
Yeah.
The crying, the ring, the love, the
I do
telephone.
think Tommy was a bit reckless, but he was only young. You can't blame him for that. He was only trying to do the right thing. I would have suggested he got a job instead of trying to risk things. Why not?
Well, he might have had a job anyway, but he might have worked on them. Yeah. So, down to the important number crunching.
Oh, well, Matt's run out of hands, so I'm going to have to... Bing! Oh,
You've gone 9.
where did you go?
Yeah,
8?
8.
Oh,
Yeah, so nice score of 17.
Yeah, it deserves a good score, this song. I think it's a perfectly crafted song, except for that line. He was the youngest driver there. Thought I'd throw away line.
Yeah.
But I'll let that go.
Yeah. Great. Well, thanks,
Well,
James.
Well, hopefully next time we'll play something a little more cheery, because we seem to be paving a way of death and destruction in our stories.
I don't know. The prostitute lady who became rich, she did all right. Oh.
Well, it was a very dark story.
Fancy.
I've got something that'll lighten the mood, I think.
Good.
But you'll have to wait till next month.
Next month. See you then. Take care.
Bye now.
Laura and Tommy were lovers. He wanted to give her everything. Flowers, presents, and most of all, a wedding ring. He saw a sign for a stock car race, $1,000 prize it read. He couldn't get Laura on the phone, so to her mother Tommy said, tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her. Tell Laura I may be late. I've something to do that cannot wait. He drove his car to the racing ground. He was the youngest driver there. The crowd roared as they started the race. From the track they drove at a deadly pace. No one knows what happened that day, how his car overturned in flames. But as they pulled him from the twisted wreck, with his dying breath they heard him say, tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her. Tell Laura not to cry. My love for her will never die. Now in the chapel Laura prays for her Tommy who passed away. It was just for Laura he lived and died. Alone in the chapel she can hear him cry. Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her. Tell Laura not to cry, my love for her.